Kick-Ass 2. You are going to have the pleasure of witnessing me try to justify enjoying this more than Mad Max Fury Road. But it stars Aaron Taylor-Johnson, Chloe Grace Moretz, Christopher Mintz-Plasse, John Leguizamo, Clark Duke, and Jim Carrey, and is directed by Jeff Wadlow. A few years after the first Kick-Ass, Dave himself has inspired many around the world to fight crime in costume. Colonel Stars and Stripes, played by Carey, sort of mentors a small group of said heroes.
Guy after my parents were mugged and killed coming home from the opera. Did I tell you guys that sick bastard maxed out their credit cards on porno sites?
I just hope we get the chance to say hello to this guy someday so I can personally levitate his soul from his body.
Oh my god. Marty? Yeah, I know I recognized your voice.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know, Marty. New guy.
Hey, ass, it's me, Dave.
Dave? Why are you dressed like Kick-Ass?
Because I'm Kick-Ass.
You two know each other?
Yeah, like since we were 5. It's all this bullshit about your parents getting killed.
Yeesh. Language.
What?
Battle guy? Care to update your resume?
Christopher Mintz-Plasse plays a super rich kid who basically becomes jealous of Kick-Ass's success. He takes on a new alias, which is still inappropriate to say here. Okay, his new name is the Motherfucker.
You know what? Screw this. My superpower is that I'm rich. Hey, you want to work for me, huh? You want to beat people up for me?
Sure.
All right. Let's get you a mask and a costume, and we will call you Black Death.
Whoa, whoa. You don't think that's just a little bit incredibly racist?
I want you to put the word out that I'm willing to pay top dollar for every hired hitter in town.
Come on, let's just talk about it first.
Money talks. You wanted me to be my own man. This is what it looks like.
All right, I'll make some calls.
Yes!
He bands with another small team of baddies, and they set out to take down Kick-Ass.
Oh, this is perfect. Are you really that stupid? There's 2 of you and a whole army of us. Do you really have such a hard-on to die?
No. That's why we brought our friends.
You sure you're up for this, sweetie? We need all the help we can get.
Avengers Assemble. Asshole.
The character of Hit Girl, played by Chloe Grace Moretz, is trying to leave behind her ruthless assassin ways and just become an ordinary high school girl. In my experience, prior expectations to seeing a film can greatly affect what you thought of it afterwards. I don't remember loving the first Kick-Ass, probably because I was too young to sort of understand the subtle meanings and undertones behind all the silly, comedic, over-the-top violence. The first Kick-Ass came to us from director Matthew Vaughn, who directed X-Men First Class, which I really liked, and Kingsman: The Secret Service, which I really loved. I think the reason being why I loved that is because I didn't have high expectations, because I didn't like the first Kick-Ass a great deal. So I had 2 reasons to have somewhat low expectations of Kick-Ass 2. One being that I wasn't huge on the first one, and 2, it comes to us from a different director. I came out of this film feeling surprisingly entertained. The screenplay had a surprising amount of wit and often very dark humour. This isn't just sort of a silly comedy about people dressed as superheroes inflicting comedic violence. There are genuinely dark undertones in this. Jim Carrey was a big standout. If you think he's unrecognisable with the mask on, just wait till you see him without the mask. And his voice/accent just about nailed it. Aaron Taylor-Johnson and Chloe Grace Moretz are always likeable, and Chloe Grace Moretz's character took a really interesting turn as the kind of vulnerable teenager starting out at high school. Her rather large subplot becomes quite a lot like Mean Girls, and she's actually really convincing as the sort of quiet, nervous teenager. Mintz Plasse was one of my least favourite parts of the film. I've never been a fan of him since Superbad. Although that wasn't too long ago, he has been in quite a few silly comedies since then, and he's always just so annoying, and here is no exception. The violence is satisfyingly entertaining. One of the motherfucker's henchmen slash women, they're kind of a male-female hybrid, an unnaturally muscle-bound woman with stubble. She had a scene involving quite a large number of cop cars. It was gratuitous and a lot of fun. I can certainly name a few pretty big flaws in the film. For a start, the special effects and blood work looked like it was designed on the computer program KidPix. Remember KidPix? It's that computer program from like 2001 that you can sort of draw things on, and you might have used it like in very early years of primary school. Yeah, some of the graphic effects look very cheap. At the start, there was some very unoriginal and unfunny sort of pre-pubescent crude humour. But apart from some of these kinds of things, I actually had a surprisingly fun time with Kick-Ass 2. A third instalment might be stretching it a little bit, but I'm sure we'll be seeing some kind of reimagining of the franchise at some point, as I so dearly hope we do with Kingsman also. They are my thoughts on Kick-Ass 2, guys. Subscribe, comment, you know how it goes, and I will see you next time.